So remember, the create phase is when someone's presenting an idea, a problem or solution. You hear this when somebody says, you know what, I think we need to, my head is now in create mode. Or if I walk in and I say, hey y'all, I think we need to, see right now I'm letting you know that I'm in creating mode because I'm coming up with a solution. I'm coming up with a problem that we need to discuss. My head is all around creating, okay? Everyone's tendency is to want to go to refine. Can everybody agree with that? Your tendency, as well as mine, is to go refine other people's ideas. Whereas what needs to go is everyone needs to go to advance. And advance is where you talk about the pros and the possibilities of an idea. Andy, I'll say to you, can I throw an idea at you? Okay, I think we should consider renaming the firm. Advance that. Okay, good, very good. All right, that now you didn't kill it, but your tone was very challenging. So your tone was very refining. So let's try that again. Okay, I really think we need to change the name of the firm. Your thoughts about that? Okay, good try. Try again. It's got to be a lot more advancing. It's got to be almost like this. Great idea. And convince me that you really are sincere about the fact that you just said, great idea, and that I can tell you're not just BSing me. That's advancing. So let me try again. Andy, I think we need to change the name of the firm.
That's a great idea.
There you go. Okay. Now notice that there was a whole lot of insincerity around that. Would y'all not agree? Yeah. But he's trying. You see the difference? You see the difference between the first answer, the second answer, the third answer? That's learning how to advance something that you know you're going to kill in about 90 seconds or in about 2 minutes, but you're giving the idea a chance to see what may come out. Yes, sir?
Can you advance without lying? In other words, instead of saying that's a great idea, which he clearly is never going to be able to say convincingly, can he say, that's a really interesting idea?
If you can say that sincerely, yes. Most of the time, most people, in my experience, it's that word interesting. They can't seem to get really excited around something interesting because we're used to saying, that's interesting. So it's so loaded already with the way we say it to each other that when we are trying to say it sincerely, it's tough.
Okay.
But if you can say it, great. I don't think it's lying if you and I both know that we have this tool called the Z model, okay? And that we're all saying great idea because it's a tool to help us get to collaboration. We're not playing games. I'm not lying to you, but I'm letting you know that I'm honestly listening.
So you have to pre-plan that this is our decision-making tool, so that when he hears great idea, he knows I'm saying it, but we're gonna talk about it anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
It's hilarious how many times with my team members and colleagues, they'll throw an idea out, we throw ideas to each other, and we'll all say, that's a great idea. And somebody will say, he's gonna kill it in about 2 minutes. And I'll say, no, in about 3 minutes, but I'm in between now and then, I am really honestly gonna hear you. Because I want to honestly try to be convinced the fact that you might have an awesome reason why that I haven't heard yet. Or that you're going to say something that I've heard already that now I get why we ought to do that. You see what I'm saying? So being humble to the fact that you're going to listen. So it's not lying, as long as we're all in agreement that this is how we're going to play this game called decision making. So about 2 weeks ago, I put a blog out that said, helping your team members think better. Okay, now how many of you would like that to be the case? Right, for all your team members to think better. That whenever they throw ideas at you, don't kill them. Ask them 10 or 15 questions to see what their thought process is and help them verbalize their ideas. And that's how you can help them become a better thinkers, because they're finding you to be the person that's helping them articulate better. One of the first clients we learned this with, because we learned it ourselves first, then we worked with our client, the owner had a meeting with all his technicians, okay? And he had like 72 technicians go out on the field, and he said, all right, well, let's try this. Somebody throw out an idea. And one of his technicians said, oh, I got one. He said, we can make a lot of money a lot of money if we take all of our vans and wrap them with information about our company like billboards. And he said, and the owner said, that is never going to happen. And I'm like, Robert, you can't do that. But that's a crappy idea. I'm like, I didn't ask you that. Say good idea. And it's like, we're never going to do that. And he just couldn't do it, y'all. We had been practicing with him for weeks. And the first idea, he just could not do it. And so we all laughed about it. Guess what happened about a year and a half later? Guess what we were seeing with those 72 vans around town? Wrapped them. Okay? Because that idea was left on the agenda and it was seriously discussed, and he said, all right, fine, I'm going to learn how to do this. I want a good discussion. I'll advance it. And when he started advancing it, everyone was willing to contribute, and he heard stuff he hadn't heard before, where he had already killed that idea many times in the years of the company. Okay, and it was really good to see him go through that evolution process of his thought, of his decision making, and he realized, man, I just got to keep my mouth quiet more often. Okay, so that's a little bit of example of how it works, but also to show you it's hard. Okay, the tendency for everybody is to want to stay in one of these only. For example, your introverts do not like to go to 1 and 2. Okay, introverts don't like 1 and 2. Extroverts don't like 3. Make sense? So it's normal for the introverts to not want to contribute when it's in phase 1 and 2. They stay quiet because they're waiting for the conversation to get the details. Then they'll jump in with the negative stuff. Okay, because they like to challenge. Okay, so the rule of the game is no. In every phase, everybody has to talk. No one stays quiet. Okay, so that's why the facilitator has to really facilitate and not let the extroverts take over. Okay, and sometimes the facilitator has to say, okay, hold on. I hear you, but we haven't heard from him yet. What are your thoughts on it? Okay, and so you facilitate it in a way to where everyone stays positive about the idea before we go into refining. Everybody catch that? Okay, when you go from advancing to refining, somebody has to say something like this. All right, can we move on? Have we advanced this yet enough? And who's the person that gets to give the go-ahead to move to refining? Any guesses? The person that gets to say, let's move to refining, approved to go to refining, is the person that brought the idea up. If I bring up an idea and everybody's advanced it, okay, somebody says, let's say Mary Ellen, you say, hey, let's move to refining, and everybody says, yeah, let's move to refining. I get to say, now hold on, I feel like you guys haven't really advanced it. You guys have been killing it already. Or I get to say, nah, go ahead, you guys did a great job. Thank you for listening to me out. I think it's a good idea. Let's move to refining. So we move to refining, and now the person who presented the idea has to participate in challenging their own idea too. And now we are in refining phase. And the refining phase is when people challenge the idea with ways in which the idea may not work. This is the cons. This is where the devil's in the details. This is where a lot of disagreement may happen, and you may need to table some discussions, go get data, come back with the data to justify whether we should move to execute. Okay? And the refining stage is where most of this good decision making happens, as long as we all are there at the same time. And it's got to be someone's responsibility to make sure this is not taking forever and that we're going to get to execute. Now, some of you may be sitting here going, this could take a long time. Okay? So, anybody thinking that? Yeah? Okay, so let me ask you this. How long is it taking right now to make decisions? By chasing emails and trying to figure out who's on board and who isn't. See, if you did a comparison of how much it takes to make decisions and get everybody on the same page now, it probably takes 2 to 3 times longer than doing it the right way and being calm about it. You can actually get faster doing it this way because you're in agreement that everyone's on the same page. Okay? And then the execute phase is when you decide about how to implement, how's it going to be announced, how's it going to be rolled out, and then who's going to create the game plan and who's going to announce it. Okay? And the decision has to be clear. All right, guys, we're about to vote on this. Y'all ready? You ready? Okay. We are saying yes. Good. As of this point, there's no more refining unless somebody finds life and death information that should make us change our mind. Everybody agree? Good. And everybody walks out the door promoting the idea at the same time, in the same way, in the same message, and there can be no breaking of rank in the files. Somebody breaks rank, you could have 30 people completely not buying in because they heard a comment from somebody who broke rank. And it usually goes like this. It usually goes like this. A manager goes to the department and says, all right, you guys, let me tell you what just came down the pipeline. See, that right there is a sign of not agreement. Did y'all catch it? Mm-hmm. Okay? It's kind of like saying, let me tell you what they said. Okay? It's not really my fault. Okay? Or if you do present it well, like, hey guys, let me tell you what we're going to do. See, when you personalize it and say, let me tell you what we're going to do, that's leadership. Even though you may not have voted on it, you lost the vote, but now you're owning it. You're going to own it to where you're going to get shot for it. And your team's going to say, are you serious? Or what were you guys thinking? Right? You cannot break rank and say, I didn't vote for it. I really voted against it. You know, you can't break rank. Okay? Because if you break rank, think about it. You're going to need that manager to be the one that enforces on them. Right? But they lost the moral high ground because they really kind of winked at him and said, I really don't agree, but I'm still going to hold you responsible if you guys don't buy in. So the frontliners are going, yeah, but we know he doesn't buy in. He wants us to buy in. And that's where you lose your entire moral high ground to be a good manager. Because you broke rank. You didn't buy in, probably because you didn't participate in the process and speak up in time.